D, wait for it, light bulb.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I find interesting, and we discuss it down below. Now, Comic-Con was going on all this week. It started Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, I believe. I can't remember the exact time. And then it just went all the way until today, but today on Sunday is kind of like a relaxing day. Saturday was the big day, because that's when Marvel had their panel in Hall H. So why don't we just jump right into these stories. So for my first story is that Superman the Red Sun is finally getting turned into an animated movie, and it was officially announced for 2020, and it got a release date. Now, back in January, there were rumors that the iconic Superman Red Sun story was being developed into an animated movie, and at San Diego Comic-Con this week, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment officially announced it. Now, an adaptation of Mark Millar's 2003 miniseries, Superman Red Sun, it's set during the Cold War with the premise of what if Superman had been raised in the Soviet Union. So here's the synopsis for the movie. He's a strange visitor from another world who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend still in his bare hands, and who has the champion of the common worker, fights a never-ending battle for Stalin, socialism, and the international expansion of the Warsaw Pact. A defining written alternative take on the mythos of the Man of Steel. Red Sun explores the classic tale of Superman's origins if his rocket ship had landed in the Soviet Union rather than Smallville, Kansas. Now, if you've ever read Superman Red Sun, this is a fantastic comic book. I suggest you go and get the trade right now. It's so good. Basically, like it says, Superman lands in Soviet Union instead of America. The government gets a hold of him, and he basically is just their Superman. He wears a gray outfit and everything. He still has the red cape. Batman is kind of like a rebel. I'm kind of giving a little bit away if you haven't read it, but Batman's in there. Wonder Woman is in there. Green Lantern, Lex Luthor, all the classic characters that you know from the comic books, but they're all written differently, and it's so good. If you haven't read it, I suggest go get it. There is the motion comic that you can watch, but it's just better to read the comic book. I always prefer the comic over a motion comic book and a cartoon, even though the cartoons, the animated movies, are usually pretty good. Okay, so for my second story, also at Comic-Con, is that Marvel's MCU Phase 4 plans have been revealed. Now, I'm going to do this in much more depth in another video today, but I just want to go through some of the movies that were announced, some movies and TV shows that were announced. So, Blade was announced, and that will be a movie. Deadline confirmed that it will be a movie, because everybody thought it was going to be a TV show, but it's not. It's going to be a movie. Then we'll have the Black Widow solo movie, of course. We'll have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that will also be a TV show on the Disney Plus service. We'll have The Eternals, and that will be a movie. We'll have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which sounds fantastic. Then we'll have WandaVision, which is a TV show about Scarlet Witch and Vision. We'll get Loki. We'll get Doctor Strange in the We'll get Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That sounds so great. We'll get a What If series, which is an animated TV show, which just is basically like different versions of they said that the first one would be what if Peggy Carter had taken the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers and everything. And then we'll get a Hawkeye TV show, and then we'll get Thor, Love and Thunder. Now they did also mention Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, all those movies will be in there. They mentioned also the Mutants and the Fantastic Four. So I will do a Phase 4 video later today, and I'll dive right in. But I just wanted to go over that. It was pretty huge, and you can read down below that article. It's pretty it just sounds so fantastic. I can't wait. So for my third story, Avengers Endgame passes Avatar to become the biggest movie in history. Now, after Avatar's impressive 10-year reign, 10-year reign as a box office champion, Avengers Endgame has officially dethroned James Cameron's sci-fi epic to become the biggest movie of all time. Now, I have to admit, I don't like Avatar. I don't think it's a good movie. I mean, story-wise, I mean, as far as technology goes and the CGI and the visual effects, it's fantastic, and we use a lot of it today. So without that movie, we wouldn't have it and everything. But I just think, like, story-wise, it's just nothing special, in my opinion. It's basically Pocahontas, but with aliens. Gosh, where was I? So on Saturday, Disney and Marvel's blockbuster crossed $2.7 billion at the global box office. Now, once the weekend ticket sales are tallied, and the tentpole will exceed the 500,000 it needed to surpass Avatar's 2.7 billion benchmark, and it's going to be the biggest movie ever. And I think this says a lot about comic book movies and us, us nerds that have grown up and always had to deal with people throwing comic book movies and just being like whatever. But now you get the mainstream common folk that don't know that much about comic books, and they love comic book movies. I mean, the Marvel movies are killing it, and it's not just us fans, us super fans that read comic books and know all about the mythology above comic books and canon and all that stuff. It's also people like my wife who doesn't read comic books and everything. So, tell me, what do you guys think about these three stories? How do you feel about Superman Red Son getting its own animated movie? Are you going to pick up that animated movie? It's exclusive to the DC Universe streaming service, so I will be seeing it for sure. I'm pretty sure they'll have it for you to purchase. They said exclusively for the DC Universe, but I don't know if they're going to have it. How do you feel about Marvel's Phase 4 plans? Are you guys excited about that as much as I am? I'm looking forward to it so much. Look for my video later today on that. And then, how do you guys feel about Avengers Endgame beating out Avatar as the biggest movie in history? I mean, so crazy awesome, right? Anyways, go ahead and leave your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next Sunday on my week in review. I'll see you guys later. Bye! Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.